video is long overdue because I've gotten asked this question so often on social media, on my other platforms. By the way, I am on IG as well as TikTok-y, so please go and follow me there. It's Shawnee_Reed, and do subscribe over here as well. But just to get into it, I am going to be sharing my tips for the industry and also positives and negatives about the industry. It's not as easy as it looks, but first up, I'll tell you how to get into the industry. Now, this applies all around the world, not only in South Africa, although I do I reside in South Africa, so the agencies, the modeling agencies that I'm familiar with is with South African agencies. However, I do have a list of international agencies that I know are well known and have a great reputation in the industry. So let's get started. How do I join the agency and how does one become a model? First, ask yourself, why do you want to become a model? And I say this because I never was interested in modeling. I never thought I could do it. I was a shy teenager. It wasn't something that I pictured for myself. But here I am today making this video to hopefully inspire other people and to guide you into the industry. So a little bit of where I started. I was actually scouted in a mall. So what scouted means is when you have a modeling agency, you have people called a modeling agent. And these modeling agents scout for people to join the agency. Aww. But I joined this modeling agency and it wasn't for me in terms of the type of work that they were getting, and this is where I learned from it because it was a very small agency and they weren't registered with an organization called NAMA. Now, NAMA is very important if you are in South Africa or in the rest of the world. Everywhere has their own modeling organization where all reputable modeling agencies are registered too. But NAMA is basically an organization that makes sure that all modeling agencies follow the rules and regulations of the industry. So they will ensure that the modeling agency pays you. Yes, guys. They will make sure that the modeling agency is doing your taxes and making sure every registration is done correctly and that you're in a safe environment, and because there are dangers of the industry, and that just making sure that everything is done by the book, right? So I left that agency. The work that I was mostly getting is like extras to be in the back of a TV show, you know, Seven the Line. I was there sipping the coffee. I was there dancing in the club while Zanda was fighting with Auntie Vit Vat, and you know, all of them. Such cool people though, the cast, by the way. And it just wasn't getting me where I wanted to be. But I need to tell you a story. When I left the agency, I still wanted to do modeling, but I did try and apply at other modeling agencies and I got rejected. Quite a few times I got rejected, so I tried to do some work by myself. There were some successful shoots. There were some successful shoots, but it was very tedious in terms of getting all my admin done and making sure that I'm always safe, you know, and I was fighting for money and all of that, and it was not a fun thing to be. And most of those jobs were they call it TFCD shoots. That's basically like a collab. It's shoots that you do in exchange for something. So the photographer will give you your photos, and your photos you can use in a portfolio. I'll explain later what that means. And they can use it in their portfolio. It was more of that type of thing, but in the same time, in the same light, I was getting experience into the industry and just getting comfortable in front of the camera. So it did have its benefits. But anyway, I almost got scammed. And I'm saying this because I want you guys to be alert in this industry. I want you guys to be aware, especially if you are a teenager, have your parents involved, always, so that they know where you are. If you are a teenager, there are specific modeling agencies that specialize in specific ages. So like from babies to grannies of 80, 90 years old. So you just have to look for an agency that specifically benefits you and where you are and where you want to be. As this video is actually going to have a lot of chop and changes in between, because it is so hot in Joburg today that my camera overheated. And we're about to get load shedding, so yay to South Africa. In this video also, why there's going to be a lot of chops and changes is because I'm going to talk you through how to attend a casting, or what it's like when you go and audition for a job as well. So I went to an actual casting and I'll show you what it's like there. Anyway, so how I almost got scammed. A friend who met someone, so a stranger to a friend, but who is my friend. Let me know what you're saying. I mean, let me know if you understand what I'm saying in the comments. Yo, I'm even confusing myself. So anyway, this is how I almost got scammed. This person had a proper registered company. I hadn't heard of them before, but basically they had stated that there were 6 of us females. They had events, we had mini test photo shoots, everything, and we were supposed to be flown to America to do a shoot for Foot Locker. And if you guys know, Foot Locker is a huge brand, sneaker brand, yay for the sneakerheads. And I was so excited, and literally we did some investigating into the company because things just weren't happening. They kept pushing the shoot dates away, and I don't know what the intention was. I actually think that this friend of the friend that was the actual client here in South Africa, I think he got scammed himself. He really believed it. And it was so hectic. Like, we investigated it. We got a reporter friend of mine that did some digging and all of that, and we just found out everything was fake. So you never know, guys. I would have flown across the world with this team and it would have just been such a fail. You never know where I would have been today. So thank God that the truth came out and that my parents were there for me. So I stress. Or this is why I stress the benefit of an agency. Yes, you can still do work on the side for clients direct and brands direct if your agency allows it. It all depends on your contract. How to join an agency. So I've mentioned this quite a bit, and I probably should have said this at first. So what an agency is. So an agency is a company that is like the middleman representing you and managing you, but connecting you to the client. So for example, L'Oreal wants to do a shoot, right? So L'Oreal contacts the agent that you are signed to. So for example, in my case, I'm signed to Ice Models Johannesburg. So L'Oreal contacts Ice Models and says, we want to work with 5 models for a photo shoot or a TV ad or whatever. Who do you have available? The agent will then contact me and say, Johnny, are you available for this and this shoot dates? L'Oreal wants to shoot. They could be doing a casting or just sending through my model card and portfolio. I'll explain later what that means. And from there, they'll organize all the details. I will go in for the casting, or I will say, yes, I'm available, or not. If I am available, they'll send my model card, which is basically photos of each model that shows their measurements, their height, their age, all their details to the client, and client can either choose and book the model they want to work with off their model card, or they can call you in for a casting. That I'll cut scene to explain to you what a casting is and how it goes. Cool. Now, a model portfolio. Right, so people always ask, do you need a model portfolio before you start, or do you need professional images before you can apply to a modeling agency? No, you do not. But when you go to apply for these agencies, right, you'll go online, their website, and you'll see a certain form, and each agency has different requirements. So they'll say the style of photos that they want you to take, but you can literally apply with photos off your camera. Most of them want like a bare face, meaning no makeup or whatever, and then a full body photo, always clothed, and like a close-up of your face and profiles of your face. I applied, even ice models, I got rejected at first. And the reason being is that they felt that my look wasn't my age. So I still don't look my age. Even my first job with ice, I got booked as like a teenager fresh out of high school or first year in college when I was well over the age. So yeah, so it depends on what the agency wants. When I applied at ICE, I saw that I was below, or still am, the minimum height requirement for like a 17-year-old. But I was just like, let me try, because the thing is, you get different types of modeling, right? You get ramp modeling, which is on the ramp, and then you get photographic and TV advertisement type of modeling. So that's on TV, like adverts for your Omo or your Sunlight or your Mango Airlines. That doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why that popped into my mind, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. And then you get photo shoots that you'll find on billboards or magazines for your L'Oreal's again, or your, I don't know, Planet Fitness, whatever it is. So you get different types of modeling, and where I fit in is the commercial modeling division. So I do more photo shoots and TV advertorial work. But I promise you guys, there's more money. In South Africa, in the industry, there's more money in photo shoots and TV ads because they give usage fees. Oh my word, I should have done my makeup before this. But anyway, yeah. So if the client wants you and the brand wants to work with you, they will still book you regardless of whether you're short or not. They will know your height when they ask to book you. So they already know all your measurements and your sizes and everything because it is on your model card. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. So your modeling agency would normally instruct you to get a model portfolio. Basically, this is your advertisement. This is you showcasing yourself, what you can do, what you can bring to the table for a client to book you. So when your L'Oreal's or your whoever's contacts you and contacts the agent, the agent will send a model card or model portfolio to them, and this will be photos of yourself. So you want your photos to look crisp, neat, and professional. There are agencies that charge a monthly fee or fees to be in their agency. I don't know how I feel about this. I understand paying for a portfolio because you need obviously to do your photography, and you obviously need to pay for the photography services and you want it to be professionally done, right? I understand that. But monthly fees and service fees, I don't know how I feel about that, but most agencies, and what I've known is that your agency will take a percentage or charge a fee on top of what they're paying you from the client, or they will take a percentage of what you are earning for the job that they get you, which means they've just booked you a job so they can now profit off it. An agency is nothing without their models, and the models are nothing without their agency in terms of being individuals when they are trying to benefit off that relationship. You work together. The agency is getting work because you work for them. You are getting work from the agency because you work for them. So it is right that they take an agency fee. That's the service for being on their books. They manage everything. They manage the details. They manage the payment. They manage if it's an advertorial, they'll take the taxes off that they need to, and you'll go sort it out with SARS later. don't forget to do your taxes, bro. When you do go for the interview, make sure that you are confident, you are well polished. Guys, I am here with breakouts on my face. I don't know how clear you can see it or whatever, but I'm speaking to you like I'm all dolled up at the moment because confidence overtakes anything. And yes, I'm not feeling great about my skin, but I'm still here on my channel and I'm still doing the most because I'm not going to let that break me down. Okay, I'm going on to my IG now where I put a question sticker for people to ask me questions about the industry, what you guys want to know. So I am going to pop those here and answer the questions. Any tips on how to get signed to an agency? It is my biggest dream to get signed. Well, if you listen to the previous tips before, that is exactly how. But my biggest thing, guys, when you apply online on their website, or you can even go into the office if you'd like, but I feel like it's better through the websites because apply at a few different agencies. Don't only apply at one. Each agency knows their clientele. They all have a certain client base and they know what the clients are looking for. So one might reject you, one might accept you. Like I said, I even got rejected by the agency that I ended up working with. So you never know how time changes, your face changes, how you mature and all of that. So do apply online and then they will send you a mail quite quickly actually saying if your application has been successful or not. If it is successful, they will ask you to come in for an interview. And at this interview, you will meet them in person and they will explain to you how the industry works, which division they would like you put you in, if you're more suitable for, say, like me, photo shoot and advertorial, or ramp and so forth. But by the way, guys, I know I've mentioned that before, but I have done ramp modeling before, even though I don't meet the requirements by far. But the client wanted me to work with them, so I still got it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't be able to still do both. At the end of the day, it's not even what the agency wants, it lies on what the client wants. So the best agency for toddlers. So I've gotten asked that actually a few times as well. There are specific agencies that specialize in baby adverts, so you'll do your little Huggies adverts or your Ackermans adverts and all of that. There's actually a big industry with it, and like I said, advertorial and photo shoot work, that's like the most money. So like I said, go on NAMA. Those agencies are normally called casting agencies, not modeling agencies, but casting, because they are casting for photo shoots and advertorial work. But like I said, click on NAMA, the website, in my caption, and that will give you the full list of all agencies, and they will show you which one specializes in kids. I know ICE has a kids division, ICE Genetics in Cape Town. There's Foxstar Model Management. There's quite a few. So yeah, do go check out the website and comment below, guys, if you do have any other questions so that I can answer it below. Have you ever been uncomfortable during a shoot? So yes, I have, guys, but not in a sense of like the photographer making me feel uncomfortable or anything like that. I'm very much a person that does my research before I work with brands, especially even with campaign work, social media work, where I do influencer work. I also research it because you need to know what you're putting yourself into. When you research the brand and ask the agency, this is where it comes in handy also, or the client, what are they expecting on the shoot day? What do I have to wear? Are they providing makeup? Are they providing food? You know, all of these things so that you're comfortable on set and know in advance what to expect. And know in advance if you are happy with this and comfortable with the concept before you accept it. So you don't get into any situations where you feel uncomfortable. But let me tell you about the time I felt uncomfortable. Don't I get onto sets, makeup done, already half the shoot done, and my stomach starts to run. Your girl got diarrhea on set. Now I'm being as real as possible. It happened, but now I carry diarrhea tablets with me everywhere I go. Life tip. Keep that in your handbag. Would one make it as a model if you have acne? Guys, yes, I struggle with breakouts all the time. I have a very oily skin. I normally break out here and here, especially during that time of the month. So I don't even know when last I had a complete blemish-free face. It is very normal. The industry do have makeup artists that cover up the redness and all of that as much as they can. And guys, the model in the magazine most of the time doesn't look exactly like the model in the magazine. They Photoshop, they airbrush skin. I even done an advert for one of those like exercise home machines or whatever, and the male model, they airbrushed, as in took makeup to enhance his abs, to make his abs look bigger and more, you know, defined, as well as his calves. So that's how hectic it is in the industry. Makeup, editing and all of that helps a lot. So no, it's not impossible. But obviously they do encourage us to take care of ourselves. We work out, we have a skincare routine and all of that. But having breakouts doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself. Sometimes it's just the type of skin that we have and what we deal with, the hormones we go through, especially as women, the changes we go through all the time. That's just how it is. And the industry is actually quite accepting of it because there are ways to alter it. As sad as it sounds, that's how cutthroat the industry is. How do you keep your curls so healthy despite the heat and strong products they use? This is literally me. I've straightened my hair because I was frustrated with my curls. That's the downside, another downside of the industry. They do style your hair and your face and all of that a lot. So like I said, my breakouts get worse when I do photo shoots because the thing is, when you've done your makeup, say the makeup artist has done your makeup now, you'll go on set and the studio lighting's there, you sweat, and then they'll add more powder on or whatever. So it's a thicker layer of makeup that you would normally have done in real life. So that can cause your breakout and your hair to become more drier and all of that because of the heat styling. But in my previous videos you'll see I do certain treatments on my hair at home, you know, coconut oil, apple cider vinegar and all of that. Check out my previous videos. I'll also link it below just to maintain my hair and my natural curl. Do you have to be a certain size for agencies to want you here in Cape Town? So Cape Town is actually the biggest, I'd say, city or, you know, industry in terms of South Africa, and international. Like there's a lot of international brands that actually come over, and international models from Italy, from around the world. They come over to Cape Town to shoot, even the production company, because it's cheaper to shoot there. Cape Town is beautiful, so the modeling industry is huge in Cape Town. But that doesn't mean you won't make it anywhere else. But you were asking me, do you have to be a certain size? No. And I say that because you have different divisions. You have a plus size division, for example. You have different heights, like I was saying, for like photographic and all of that. So it all depends on the client on the end of the day and what the agency's requirements are. Like I remember doing a shoot for a clothing brand. I'm not going to mention what it was. I got the job already, booked it, the client wanted to work with me, and then I went for a fitting. So fitting is you basically go and see how the clothes fits. You've already booked the job, but you need to fit on the clothing to see if they need to make alterations before the shoot day so that everything just fits crisp and nicely. And when I got there, the other model that was booked, she couldn't fit into the sample size. And the problem is they loved her, but then they ended up having to cancel her because she didn't fit into the sample size. And it wasn't her fault at all. It was her clothing size. It was just that normally with sample sizes, they send one of them. It's not a common thing in the industry. They do know sizes all the time, so they will cast accordingly and book accordingly. How do I start modeling for clothing brands? Guys, like I said, first of all, agencies, they will partner you with the brand and put it all together. So it all depends on which fashion brands that they have on their database and which clients that they do have. A lot of people I do know, and myself as well, have gotten scouted off my social media. Now, I want to stress the importance of social media. My Instagram profile is linked to my model card on my modeling agency's website, which means your Instagram profile, I know I'm looking crazy on my profile, I'm doing funny stuff or whatever, I'm always being like mad, but I also do post my modeling work just for balance, because clients, brands, sometimes they don't go to agencies, sometimes they're just scrolling through Instagram and they say, oh, this girl looks so nice, she has a very unique look, she has freckles and blonde dreadlocks or whatever, something unique about her, and they want to work with you. So because of that, I say put your contact details in your bio, not your phone number, your email address in your bio, and brands can contact you through that email address. So make sure that you always have access to it. And yeah, that even happened to me with influencer work also. So put yourself out there. If you specifically want to model for clothing brands as well, the benefit of social media is you can send them a DM. Say, hi, I'd like to be a model for your brand. Please can I have the contact details of your marketing department, or can you send me to the right person to contact in order to apply? And they will come back and tell you, yes, no, contact this person or use a certain agency. Okay, most of these questions are, how do I start? How do I get started? And all this. So I hope this helps. Also, I just want to tell you guys, I know everyone looks at modeling like it's so cool to be on TV or on a billboard, all of that. Just know that it requires a lot of self-confidence, and it's not for everyone. When you go on a photo shoot, there's a lot of people on set. It's not just you and the photographer, it's you, the clothing stylist, it's the makeup artist, the client sometimes is on set because they want to see their product incorporated or whatever. There's catering, there's so many people on set, and if you don't like people being around you when you in front of the camera, then maybe modeling isn't for you. So I'm not saying like discourage yourself. No, I'm saying give it a shot and try, but if you don't feel comfortable in it, don't force yourself. There's also so many other careers within the modeling industry, advertising industry, that circulates around modeling. So maybe you enjoy it, but you're better at doing makeup because you enjoy styling, but you're too shy to be in front of the camera. Or photography, videography, a fashion stylist. There's so many things that goes into it, even just production. Do you know how much goes into production? It's crazy. What is the most appropriate way to dress for casting? And how do you prepare yourself for casting? I tend to get nervous, especially for the big brands. Let me rather do this in a separate scene and show you what a casting is like. When you go to a casting, the forms you have to fill out, how you walk, how you talk, what they ask you. So doing this research will make you more confident. You will get a form to fill out your details, as well as a number, a model number to put on your t-shirt, and wait to go into the casting or audition room. Always try to be quiet while waiting here. Hi, my name is Shoni Reed. I'm from Ice Models Johannesburg, and I am available for the shootings. And then from there, you'll go straight into the acting skit. Now, I'm saying acting skit only if it is a TV advertorial. Your agency will let you know what you need to do in the advert before, so you can prepare, guys. The biggest tip I can give you is research the brand as well before you go to the audition, so that you know the feel and personality of what the client is looking for. So an acting skit, literally most of the time, it's very basic when it is a TV advert, although you do need to know some pointers. So for example, an acting skit can be something as basic as you need to act out eating some chips. So you act out eating some chips. And that's it, guys. You walk out the casting room and you can leave. Like I say, guys, remember when you walk into the casting room, I don't know why I jumped, but we step into the casting room. Don't be weird, bro. No, I'm joking. When you walk into the casting room, walk with confidence. Remember that you are your own walking billboard, and you are displaying from the moment you walk in your professionalism and what you can provide to the client. So make sure that you are well polished as well, you walk with confidence, and just know there's a reason why you were there. Everything happens for a reason, so take advantage of that moment. You have your opportunity to shine. Never ever doubt yourself. And the biggest thing I can say with this industry, it's like you constantly having to interview for a job. That's the world of modeling. Unfortunately, that does come with a lot of rejection. Guys, I get rejected so many times, over and over again. Although I've booked so many modeling jobs for how many years already, I still get rejected, and I want you guys to know that, so that you don't ever feel discouraged. Unfortunately, there isn't enough work for every single model in South Africa to have a booked job, so we just got to keep pushing. And also, clients are looking for specific people for that specific day. Doesn't mean you'll never work with them in the future, because things are always changing, and it never means that your value is lesser than what you are. That doesn't determine who you are, and that doesn't determine you getting booked for a different job again. So please don't give up, keep on pushing. And that's me and my advice to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below any questions that you have about the industry, especially in South Africa. I'll respond to those comments as quickly as I can, and don't forget to like this video as well. Also, the rest of my videos, you'll actually see vlogs of where I am behind the scenes on photo shoots and advertorials, so just to get a feel of what life is like as a model in the industry behind the scenes. That's what I was trying to say. So I hope you enjoy, guys, and also don't forget to subscribe. Sending all the love your way.